This is Lightly Used with Adam and Karen.
Hello and welcome to Lightly Used episode number 7. I'm Adam.
I'm Karen, and we both share a weekend mooch around the charity shops to find out what catches our eye and share some of it with you on the show.
Hopefully.
We didn't see anything this weekend though.
No, my God, no. Everywhere was rammed full of people and there was just nothing that caught either of our eyes.
Very, very slim pickings.
Yeah, very slim. And what have we got coming up on today's show?
Well, coming up on today's show, we've got Lightly Used news.
Excellent.
The latest of Johhny Turnip's misadventures.
I really need to know what happened when they got out of the tunnels.
We've got our Tat Exchange. Next instalment of our serialised board game. This time we're playing The Crystal Maze, episode 2, with your best friend Jackson.
Yay, I love
very
my
much.
Jackson.
Thanks for helping us out. And we're ending the show with Bibliotat, a lightly used book chosen by myself this episode.
Excellent.
We do have corrections once again.
This is becoming a running theme.
I keep making mistakes. If I didn't have to listen back to the show to edit it, it would just fly under the radar.
I guess that's a good point.
But yeah, last week I said was the 6th instalment of Lightly Used News. It's the 5th. We didn't do it in the first episode.
Did we not?
Much like Judge Dredd, he didn't turn up in the first issue. No, Lightly Used News didn't bring it till the 2nd episode. And that was also kind of an apology for the Mr.Blobby incident. Let's not speak about that again.
Yeah. I have discovered where he is hiding, actually, in the flat update for listeners who are aware of my absolutely petrifying fear of Mr. Blobby. He has been located. He has been left in the location because it is out of eyesight. And Adam and I have been discussing
What to do.
taking his back open and stuffing it with catnip and then stitching him back up and giving him to my absolutely gorgeous, fluffy, beautiful, wonderful, vicious bitch of a cat.
And letting her absolutely annihilate the fucker.
Yeah, I think she probably would enjoy that.
And then taking it down to the beach and burning the remains.
Sounds good.
Just to be sure.
Yeah.
Just to account for the weird time warp in my brain. When we were recording the games, and I said, yeah, we recorded about 3 weeks ago. And you went, no, we recorded those 6 weeks ago.
Yeah.
In my brain, because we do fortnightly, 3 episodes,
Yes.
I keep getting weeks and episodes and fortnights and everything mixed up because I don't usually do anything fortnightly. And the amount of times I have to edit out me saying weekly from recording this episode. Every single show is frankly ridiculous by this point.
And this week we've got...
Yeah. And I nearly said, we're 7 episodes in. Oh, I've got it right!
Yay!
Okay!
Congratulations!
Oh, I won't have to correct that. One less thing for the list. And finally, my ghost joke. Technically it didn't work. Sergeant outranks corporal.
Yeah, but
I don't know the army.
I still laughed.
That's what matters. I forgot to include this in episode 5. This is why I didn't put any show notes out, because I've got a huge redacted block at the top of the page. You might think, what the fuck's he been writing there? Did he write something so bad he can't share that with us? It just looks so dodgy. I thought, I can't upload that.
Top secret.
It takes too much explaining to upload that. I found one of the worst, crappiest, copyrighty infringingest board games in a charity shop. Oh, if I can find it on my phone. Here it is.
Oh, was that in Tea Haven today?
No, I think this was in YMCA Llanelli a few weeks
Oh, yeah.
ago. But yeah, definitely not infringing any copyright.
Yeah.
Aladdin with a white guy genie.
Yeah.
But everything else looks pretty much spot on.
Yeah,
That's all they've changed.
It's a very close representation of Disney's Aladdin.
I took a photo of the rules on the back as well.
Does it look particularly complicated?
Ages 3 and upwards.
We might be all right with that. Maybe we should go back and get it.
I did see this other one. Come home safely.
Oh.
Safe home from school. The artwork looks kind of bizarre on there.
It's a bit play schooly, isn't it?
That was covered in dust.
Yeah.
And also inside the box, it was a bit mildew and mouldy. So I don't want to be bringing that in.
Yeah, no, don't do that.
But yeah, the knockoff Aladdin, I'll definitely be putting pictures on the show. Likelyused.co.uk. Thank you again to a friend Jackson coming back to record playing a board game with us after I'd accidentally deleted the recording of us playing a much shorter game. It was a much easier game as well. I didn't have to leave the room for any of it.
That's true.
I don't know if that's coming up yet.
Spoilers?
We'll put another link in the show blog for his studio, Rose Cottage, for piercings, accessories and tattoos in Swansea.
Fine body jewellery.
Segment we're having trouble with, the Tat Exchange.
Yes.
I have come up with some potential new names.
Oh, awesome.
For our featured Tat Exchange segment. So last episode I suggested get our tats out.
Yeah.
As we only bring one item really, so plural may or may not work, but between us...
Get the tats out?
Get our tats out.
Yeah.
That might work. Grope and guess. Caress and guess sounds a bit less dodgy.
Caress and guess is nicely alliterative.
Or how we play it. Eyes closed, hands out.
Yeah.
As the mostly charity shop, find. Feel my find. Touching, feeling, but no seeing. Identification.
Ooh.
Or, to make it even harder for me to read, identification.
Oh my god.
A bit too much.
That is a bit too much.
Tat in the box.
Yeah.
A more newspaper term, but blind items.
Could that be misconstrued as offensive?
I think the least offensive one might be tat in the box.
Yes, you're probably right. And we do have boxes for our tat.
Yeah.
Although, once again, I have not brought my box because I had a box of HelloFresh in my hands instead. Thank you, Matt, from Pint of Cthulhu, for sending me a very cheeky free food voucher.
It was delicious. Thank you, Matt.
Indeed,
Oh.
indeed.
It was lovely. We chose well.
We did.
Oh, we've also got an update. Scooby, the American school bus that we saw in the Forest of Ark Industrial Estate, mentioned in episode 3, pictures on the blog. You saw that's for sale.
He is, indeed. He's on Facebook Marketplace for a very reasonable £74,000.
Oof. It might be there a while.
It could be.
Especially if you check the MOT history. And finally, I forgot to mention last episode when giving your sister's channel on YouTube a shout out, Seamstress Ruth.
Yes.
Ruth has got a lovely voice. I forgot to mention that. I know we've watched her videos and I keep complimenting her voice. She has got a lovely voice. And also, can she say... Damn it. I forgot to look up a line from the Cadbury's Caramel advert in time for the show. I just made a note for myself. I didn't check my notes before the show.
Relax with Cadbury's Caramel.
No, I think it was just the telling off the other person for running around too fast or something.
Oh, God.
It was the least sexy line in the advert.
Yeah, I did fancy the bunny rabbit, though.
Fuck off and leave me out of my caramel. Or whatever she says. I can't remember.
Yeah. But no, Ruth does have a lovely voice. And actually, I think you've got a lovely voice too. And Jackson and I were commenting when we'd sent you out of the room at some point when we were playing Crystal Maze.
Spoilers?
Spoilers. That you should do bedtime story book narration, like audio book narration. We think you'd sell so many books.
Well then, children, night-night, it's Johhny Turnip taking you to bed, yeah.
Nostar.
That wasn't Johhny Turnip. I've got to get into character next. And I apologise. I've not read this in advance.
Yay!
This'll be a long edit this week.
Love a fresh read.
It's time again for lightly used news from the Abergavenny Chronicle by Tim Butters on Monday the 15th of April 2024. 11:01am. Abergavenny man claims secret organisation have been monitoring his activities.
Oh, dun dun dun.
An Abergavenny man who claims he knows the location of the entrance to Abergavenny's secret tunnel network has stressed he will take the secret to his grave after being threatened by some mysterious and well-dressed men. In his fantastical quest to capture a fairy, because he believed it would make him a god, semi-professional, long-distance runner Johhny Turnip and his two mates accidentally wandered into Abba's underworld and found our mate Maddie from the estate, guarding the portal between this realm and the next.
Can you say it's an accident, though, when they deliberately went digging for the tunnels? I mean, they went through a lot of deliberate steps to get to an accidental arrival in a bunch of tunnels.
They followed the light, specifically over the grave. Over
And the hedgehog.
Over the wall, yeah. The oracle of spikes led them to a light on the other side of the castle walls where they dug down into a burrow, found a brass door, took the three of them to open it, went down some tunnels, deciphered the riddle, then went through and then found... No, seems pretty decisive and deliberate.
Yeah.
I'm just reading it as reported.
Just notes for the writer.
It's a news article.
Then it should be accurate and reporting the truth.
Given the amount of booze that Johhny seems to have consumed, might forgive him for having a hazy recollection. When we realised Manny was employed by the Fairfolk as some sort of guardian of the big door, we decided to abandon our mission as a favour to our friend, explained Turnip. Anyhow, when we fled the tunnel and burst through a manhole in Cross Street, our hopes of having a session back at Big Tony's were shattered when we were suddenly surrounded by about 10 men in beige suits and sunglasses. Now, I'm all for wearing shades, but it was about 3 a.m. with zero sun, and unless you're Bono, that makes you slightly suspect. Turnip told the Chronicle that the suited, booted, and shaded men surrounding them, with slightly smug expressions, reminded me of Ed Sheeran. He explained that Puerto Rico Paul broke the silence by sneering, "Who's this then? The men in beige, or the Monmouthshire chapter of the Rick Astley fan club?" Turnip explained, "Their leader got all stroppy at the dig, and tried to come back all cool with, well, if it's not Jimmy Parsnip and his 2 sidekicks." But no one can match Puerto Rico Paul in the bitch fight, and as quick as a flash, he sniped, "There's no parsnip here, sweetheart, just a whole lot of turnip." They stumped the chap. They had no choice but to resort to brute force to restrain our wit. He ordered his men to grab us, and though I could see Big Tony limbering up for a square go, I held my hand up to him as a gesture that said, "Not now, Tone. 12 on 3's not good odds, even for a fighting man like yourself. Let's go with the flow, bide our time, and seize the opportunity to launch a counter-offensive when the time is right." Turnip said, "It's amazing what you can say without words, but me and Tony go back decades and can communicate like wolves." Turnip added, "After they placed sacks on our heads, but bizarrely with eye holes cut out for our eyes, we frog marched towards the castle with 2 of the men in beige on either side. As we walked, I asked, 'So, what's all this about then, boys? It's been a long night, and we just want to get drunk.' Their leader, who introduced himself as Mr. Citizen, said as we walked, 'We know what you clowns have been up to, Turnip, and you old Abergavenny types are a threat to the new town order. You're not active on any Facebook community pages, and you don't wax lyrical about our surrounding hills, nor do you drink overpriced coffee, eat avocados, wear body warmers, practice mindfulness, or even bake your own bread. When was the last time you even had a gong bath, for Christ's sake? Abergavenny's been voted the best place to live in Wales by the Sunday Times, and your antics letting the side down. Your continued presence threatens house prices, and it's high time you were put back in your bloody box. We're a special group of gentlemen who've known about Abergavenny being the centre of the universe for some time. We also know about the tunnels and the fairy realms. Yet every time we lift the manhole in Cross Street, we're greeted by a peculiar force field we just cannot penetrate. For some reason, you losers gained easy access. Now, you'll take us to the entry point of the underworld. From there, our specialist team of marketing and content strategists will use a special mobile phone app in order to conquer the fairy realms. We'll then use the hidden power of the Fairfolk to turn the whole world into a bespoke and global market town that will rule for all eternity as the International Community Council."
God.
Turnip explained, "I could tell by the way he was sweating when he talked that this dude wasn't the full shilling. Too much time on social media, chasing the crack hit of Facebook likes had destroyed his mind. A night out on the lash would have done him the world of good. Yet sadly, he and his mates will never appreciate the wrong paths they took in life because they were too busy dressing like dickheads, checking their emails, and having conversations. And they should have been waking up on the wrong side of 15 pints. Turnip added, "As usual, me and the boys were outnumbered and outgunned. But there's no way we were going to lead the men in beige to the lair of Manny from the estate. We were all that stood between the Twilight Egg and these glorified ice cream salesmen. From school to the dole, and in Big Tony's case, the occasional spell inside, our entire lives have been spent fighting bureaucracy, officialdom, and nutjobs in pubs. At times, we may not have known what we were fighting for, or why, but we got good at it, and that's a lesson these men in beige are about to learn the hard way." Turnip said, "I was about to launch into the first line of the Pogues' Waxy Stargle, which we adopted as a fighting song in our youth, and which would indicate to Big Tony and Puerto Rico Paul the time had come for a row. However, just as I was about to scream Shane McGowan style, someone dressed as a cowboy and smoking a cigar came to our rescue." To be continued.
Aww.
So, what are we going to call this segment?
I think we've kind of settled on Tat in the box.
And in typical style for ourselves, your first item isn't going to be in a box.
No. Well, it might be in a box. It's just not in my big
Official.
box. It's not in the official Tat box.
I'll stick a photo on the website, on the show blog, so people can see the official boxes we have.
Yeah, I still need to decorate mine with crochet squares. I've got a whole pile of them, so it's just I've been so lazy. But yeah, I will get around to it.
I've seen some work in progress. I've seen the squares.
Yeah, the squares definitely exist.
So, your turn to guess and caress.
Yay! Pass it to me, baby.
Right,
Gimme.
Close
My
your
eyes are closed.
Okay, hands out.
Hands are out.
Yeah, that's fine then.
Oh, I guesstimated well on the size of this fish.
Okay, doke.
Oh, hello. This feels very much like... Oh, it's got a nice hole at the one end. You can get a good 3 fingers in. It's flared.
Doesn't help.
I don't think it's a flared base though. I think this is... I think the wide end is like the not base end of whatever this item is. It is textured, sounds like plastic, feels like plastic. It almost feels like an animal horn, but I think it's more like kind of like a Viking type horn thing that you might blow through, and it makes some sort of weird vuvuzela noise, but hopefully less annoying. I'm going to go... It's probably like a bronzy colour.
Guessing from feel.
Yes. Yes, my hands are very intuitive. It does have some sort of texture on it. Sorry, I hit the mic then. I don't know if it's like a bird or something. It feels spiky. Lots of spikes. More leaves than a cannabis plant. But it could be like an explosion-y type, like a cartoony explosion emoji type thing. There's one on that side as well.
Feel the wider...
You want me to feel the white? You want me to feel the flared
texture,
end?
The outside texture, does that help at all? Does it feel familiar?
It feels like... I'll tell you exactly what it feels like. It's ribbed for her pleasure, by the way. You know Cadbury's Easter eggs, where they join and they've got the rippled edge?
Oh, not where I was going.
That's what it feels like.
Would you open your eyes?
Ooh, sorry. I think it's a horn.
How did you guess that?
It made a noise. Can I open my
such
eyes
intuition
now?
from feeling it. Yeah, of course you can.
Oh my god, it is bronze coloured. Wow, I do have intuitive hands.
I've took that down from my shelf a few weeks ago when you ran.
Did
I thought,
you?
just in case. I
have
didn't
never
give it away.
noticed it before, but I think you've mentioned it not long ago. It is pot noodle branded horn
Do you not
of
remember
plenty.
the adverts? The pot noodle. Have you got the pot noodle horn?
No.
Oh, a guy went into a bar. The advert got banned. Oh, sorry.
Adam is now inserting the horn
Yeah.
into his fly.
It might have been in his trousers, and it was it looked like he had a massive hard on going into the pub. And have you got the pot noodle horn? Everyone was careful to say the pot noodle horn, not just have you got the horn. Yes, okay, I have. Yeah, apparently the advert got complaints.
I wonder why.
But yeah, it was a freebie.
Nice.
I got this on the 29th of June 2005.
That is very specific.
The adverts did get complaints, not upheld by Ofcom.
Yay! Wow. That has got some meaty noise to it.
Sorry, neighbours.
I'm not sorry, neighbours. Your neighbours are rude as fuck.
But yeah, that's the pot noodle horn.
Hooray!
Right, my turn to guess.
Oh my god, yeah, right. Better get my item out of my bag. Right, got your eyes closed?
Yes.
Oh yeah, hands are probably about... No, not that far.
Closer.
It's like more like a £2 fish than a £6 one. Yeah, that's fine. Right, 2 ticks. Just have to reach over the side of the sofa.
I was just wondering if you make sure your bag was still in the room.
It is.
Sitting like this while you go downstairs, find the bag, come back upstairs. Or take the car.
Right.
Stay there.
I'm trying to pass this to you as silently as possible because it does make noise. But are you ready?
Not really.
Okay, leave your hands where they are and have a grope.
Oh. Okay, it feels cardboard.
It's in a box.
Oh, that'll be why then. Yeah, oh, sorry, the lid.
Yeah, feel free to take the lid off.
Yeah, definitely cardboard. It's glossy on one side and rough on the inside. And inside the box, lots of little geometric shapes. This is the star. Is that a heart?
Not quite.
Oh, hang on.
It's more like a bird's head that's been taken off its body.
Rounded one end and three sort of lobes coming off the other. A bit like a propeller sort of thing. Is this like a children's put the right shapes in the hole?
Correct.
Thing? Hey! Oh no, it's a sort of mosaic.
Yeah.
Oh, nice 70s colours.
It is very 70s colours. I'm so glad you picked up on that. So, this is the Euclid game by HiQ. Hang on, let me get my notes out because I've had them hidden.
Nice retro computer font as well.
Yeah, HiQ puzzle called Euclid, which was licensed by Ideal Games in the UK. This is a lovely 1970s example. The box is actually in pretty good nick. The game consists of a baker's dozen worth of pieces, or 12 plus 1 pieces, or 10 plus 3 pieces. Basically a triskaidekaphobic inducing number of pieces, plus a frame that they fit into. The pieces themselves are 4 or 5 different shapes, and the frame has notches for the pointy sections of each piece to sit into. Apparently, according to the box, there are 1,641 different combinations of how to successfully complete this game. And then it advises you, if you find a combination, make a note and see if you can find any others. And then it also says you could be wrong if you think the picture on the box is a clue. And whoever owned this box and game before me has made notes in the empty spaces on the Euclid board to suggest which pieces fit in which of the 3 sections. But yeah, it's lovely dark brown frame with light brown, yellow and orange pieces, which is about as 70s as you could possibly get. And I absolutely love it. I found this game in Tea Haven in Llanelli a couple of months ago, and I paid £1.50, which, you know, for what it is, I suppose it could be on the steeper side of what you'd want to pay. But actually, while I was researching this, I was playing the game as I was going along, and I was really quite enjoying myself. So actually,
it's quite therapeutic.
Yeah, I think it's £1.50 really well spent. And like, whilst I'm talking, Adam is trying to fit the pieces into the frame inside the box.
Let's use different colours to mesh it up.
Euclid was from one of a series of games by this manufacturer, and some of the other titles there in the HiQ puzzle collection are Make 5, Einstein, Fusion, Solitaire, Pythagoras, Enigma and Hexed. So, to be honest, I'm quite keen to see if I can find some more from the collection, because I feel like I would enjoy playing them all, and you're obviously having a lovely time.
Oh, yeah.
They are solo player games designed to test your brain's reasoning powers, hence the high Q, as in like high IQ.
I'm too thick for it. It doesn't go.
Yeah. Have I already said that I'd had a go when I failed? Yeah. Whilst I was researching the item, I was trying to fit the shapes into the frame, and I was having a really nice time. And the fact that I didn't complete it didn't bother me, because it's a bit like playing solitaire with cards. You know, if you don't get your 52 cards down on the table, you just pick the deck up, shuffle it and start again. So, you know, it's quite a nice sort of mindfulness exercise, I suppose, because you're literally in the moment of trying to figure out where these pieces fit. The game had a different name originally, and I think it's because HiQ Puzzles were from an American company. Oh, you did fail. Did you fail? Oh, yeah, you did. Oh, you were so close.
One piece doesn't
yeah, one piece isn't fitting. But yeah, originally this was called oh my God, this is really hard to say. Don't cut that. People need to hear how hard it is. Quasi quilts. And that is KWAZY quilt, as in a thing you put on your bed. And quilting in America is quite a big thing. So that's probably a more appealing sort of title to get the games bought over there. As I was saying, the Haiku games were produced by the manufacturer Gabriel. And then I believe Gabriel licensed Ideal to produce the game in the UK under the name of Euclid. Ideal were based in Woodley in Berkshire. And for anyone that doesn't live in the UK, that's Berkshire, so Berkshire, but we tend to say Berkshire unless you're taking the piss out of someone from there. I think, like, logically, this is my brain having to think about this. The name for the game came from the Greek mathematician Euclid, who is the father of Euclidean geometry. So when you were describing the shapes and you were saying they were geometric shapes, I was like, oh, ding dong, well done, you got it right.
I only had the start.
That's true, but still.
The slightly fishy shape on there.
Yeah, so like any normal person who finds out there's a name of someone who is the father of a form of geometry, I went to Wikipedia to see if I could learn anything about Euclid, and I tried to read just the first 2 paragraphs of like Euclid and Euclidean geometry and how it works, and my brain just exploded.
It's a lot.
And actually at the end of my notes I've put tried to read the wiki page but it fried my brain, and then I've done a little scribble of a brain that looks like it's exploded with an arrow saying my brain now fried. So yeah, so this is my item for this episode. I think it's brilliant, and I will leave it on my desk where I work. And whenever I need 10 minutes to just think about something that isn't work related, I can just get that out and just like, you know, clear my brain for 10 minutes before sending an emotionally charged email that I'll regret at a later date.
I can't quite get it.
No.
I was closer the other time. I've taken a whole bunch out and started again. I've got 2 pieces I can't put in.
Of all of the 1,641 combinations in 2 attempts, you have not found one of them.
No.
But you're still doing better than I did the first
There's
time.
plenty to work out, though, apparently.
So yeah, that's my item. What do you think?
I think you win.
Really?
Yeah, there's hours of fun with this. There's a... And shut up. Okay, sorry. Compared to mine.
Nice. Oh, I will happily take the win. Thank you, Mr. Court.
Start the theme.
Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun. I've got to do the fake thing.
Thinking about it now makes it harder, doesn't it?
What should we just
Dang,
do
dang,
again?
dang, 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 dang.
And welcome back to Crystal Maze Part 2.
And we are still in the Aztec zone.
We very much are in
Up
the
to our
thick,
knees and sand.
in the thick of it.
My turn, is it?
It is your turn to pick a game. You are left with physical or
I know where this
Mental.
is going.
physical or mental.
I'm going to do a physical, because I don't want it to be a maths one.
Oh,
You are pleasantly
I thought I was
surprised.
going to be jogging around the room in a minute.
Right, so let's find the physical game in the Aztec zone.
Oh, I should be setting a 10-minute timer as
Oh
well.
yeah, you should.
Before the challenge starts. There we go.
Physical game. Find all 4 Aztec artifacts to win the crystal.
Oh, I need to leave the room while you hide them. Yes,
You will probably need to leave the room, yes. 4 Aztec physical game artifact cards, timer, and a crystal are the things that I will need.
Oh, this desk and microphone setup, there's barely any room to be looking for.
I won't hide
Searching
them
round-
anywhere too difficult.
I'm against the clock.
That's right.
I'll also be knocking tables over.
Take
Oh, come on, it's got to be the other team that hides them.
no, because you're
Oh
being
my
mean.
god.
No,
Really?
because then we'd
having
have to
an
flip it. And you,
Oh
and-
my god.
Independent
No way.
adjudicator.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
I would be independent.
From a mean stance. Take the 4 Aztec artifact cards and hide them in different places around a room of your choice. A part of each card must be visible, i.e. have a corner of the card sticking out, etc.
I'm taking my glasses. But...
Once the cards are all hidden, the player should enter the room. Other players may watch from the doorway, but not assist. Take that Aztec physical game card and hand it to the player, start the timer, place it in a central location in the room so that it can be easily seen. The player has to locate all 4 of the Aztec artifacts cards to win the crystal.
Right, if I'm going out there, I'm taking this ciggy with me. Right, I'll face out in the hall in the dark.
Alright, see you later, Johhny.
Bye!
Tra-tra! The Maze Master should guide the player as to the whereabouts of the cards, i.e. where the player is warm or cold in relation to how those... oh my god, I can't believe this again. I.e. whether the player is warm or cold in relation to how close they are or nearby they are to the cards. The difficulty of this challenge depends on how well the cards are hidden, so try not to make them too hard to find. Okay. Let's get physical, gonna get physical. What's the rest of the words? Physical, shake your body now. What that, but I don't know. Right. Okay.
I know I'm not allowed to help what goes this. You see the capturing. Because you've got to have it sticking. It's got to be on. So if you stick it on, you put the top of the capturing.
I see what you. I see. But we have to play fair.
Oh.
So
sorry.
I'm gonna go and play some cards.
It was the demons.
Feel free to fill some dead air.
So I could talk about like
Bananas?
bananas.
Elephants?
No.
How was work today?
Oh my god.
Was
It was lush because we had so many customers. So I could talk about me a bit. So I co-own a little piercing studio, and we sell really nice jewellery, and we do tattoos as well. Very little cosy shop. It's called Rose Cottage. It's in the centre of Swansea.
In Picton Arcade.
In Picton Arcade. It's lovely. If you're ever in the area, come in and say hello. Maybe come and get a piercing or have a look at some of the tattoo art that we have. Yeah, it's been a busy day actually. I think because it's coming to the end of the school holidays, or it's ended.
I think school holidays are finished now.
Yeah, so everyone's getting their piercings and so easy today, which has been wonderful. It's lovely to see the community
in all of their glory.
It's lovely. We've had some lovely clients in today. It's just been tiring. So yeah, come in and bring us a coffee because we never get out for a coffee these days.
Yeah, all coffees are appreciated.
Appreciated and good to you well.
Absolutely. Right, ready for you. And 3, 2,
Why are you wearing leotards?
1. Ready?
No.
You have to find the cards. Okay, go. You've got 2 minutes
Oh, what?
to find 4 cards
4 cards.
that look like this.
Oh, that's going to be a help. Right.
This is where we discovered that men can't find anything.
Man searching.
Oh, I can see one.
Way easy.
Well, you have to hide them all the way over there.
Only one.
One.
Right, 1 of 4 located.
You're supposed to be helping.
Oh yeah, cold.
Oh, the time has been wasted.
Cold.
I need another 30 seconds.
Colder, warmer, coldish, warmish, middling, coldish, colder. Still pretty cold. You haven't actually moved other than just move your head about.
Yeah, in directions.
I'm not allowed to give you directions. I'm only allowed to say
as I turn, warm, cold, cold.
You're only turning your head.
I was facing over this way. I'm facing you now. I had no instructions.
Freezing cold. Freezing cold. Like, super cold.
I
mean, even
Still cold.
even I can see one.
Still cold.
That direction.
Getting warmer.
Right.
Still cold. If you look in this direction, you'll be warmer. Take a step forward. Warmer. Take a step forward.
Is this how men look for stuff? Honestly,
Yeah, it is.
It's mad watching this in real
Yeah,
life.
I've only seen this today.
It's not a thing. Oh, there's one under there.
Very hot, very hot, very hot. Super hot,
2.
roasting. Still pretty warm. Warmer. Very warm.
I'd say
Very
about
hot.
6.
10 seconds.
Up.
Very hot, very hot. Found one. 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, I got 3.
Oh. Do you want to know where the last one was?
Yeah, go on.
It's on the ring light that you walked past it about 5 times.
No, I've got glaucoma. I stare directly at the light.
Of all the people.
I know, yeah. Oh, you can't see that card, please, Jackson.
Which card?
That one that's on the ring light.
The one that I used.
Yeah, thank you very much. Okay, Jackson.
I hope this is some maths, hopefully, in this mental challenge. Could I have that last mental
You
card,
can
please?
have the mental card.
This is what we love after a working day. What's maths? Maths?
Not math.
Good.
Patterns.
Oh, God.
Okay, mental game. What you will need. The Aztec mental game base. 14 Aztec mental game tiles, a timer and a crystal. Place the game base and the 14 tiles in front of the player. Pick up the Aztec mental game card. Show it to the player. Let them read the instructions. The player has to place all of the tiles on the base so that the adjacent symbols match. The maze master must ensure the adjacent symbols match at all points where tiles meet each other before rewarding the crystal. So you need snake to snake, but each tile has got 2 symbols on it. So you've got a skull and a snake.
Dominoes-y?
Yeah, very dominoes-y.
Fabulous.
Where the tiles meet, they must be the same symbol but different colours.
Right.
Okay?
Okay, so same symbol,
Solution.
different colours, 14 tiles, 2 minutes.
Yeah. So there's your card.
Right. The card says exactly what it says. All adjacent symbols must match. No adjacent symbols the same.
Right. So those are those. Where is? Can you have a look on the back of the other game boards and
Mine
see
is
if
a
there's
light bulb.
a thing that looks like a maze?
Oh, probably on this then.
That's the one.
Yeah.
Snakies. Right.
Okay.
Right.
Those are your tiles.
Right. I am just turning them over so I can see them.
Yeah, no, you need to be able to see the symbols. That's allowed.
That's allowed. Good. Good. No blindfolds needed.
No
Oh,
blindfolds.
this could.
Not that kind of game.
No.
If there's only one way of doing this could be.
Okay.
Right. Is your
Are you
timer?
ready?
Yes.
Okay. 3, 2, 1, go. Tile 1 is down. That is a green skull and a red crocodile head. Then a blue crocodile head and a green skull thing. Then a yellow skull thing and a red skull thing. Then a green skull thing
And all the time it's about to go off.
and a red crocodile head. And a green crocodile head and a yellow snake. And a red snake and a red yellow skull. And a blue skull and a yellow snake. And a red snake and a blue bird. Then a red bird and a blue skull.
I've only got blue skull. Yeah, I've only got blue skull.
Considering changing some things
I am.
around. Okay, that works. Green skull to red crocodile skull. Yellow crocodile to blue snake. Yellow snake to blue skull.
If there's going to be only one way of doing this,
Yeah,
that's not.
there is
very
only one
kind.
solution.
About half
There
the
is
time
only
left.
one solution.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you've got a minute left.
A minute left. That's
Yeah.
not fair.
That's about half of the time.
Who's a bird?
You're doing well.
I'm doing well. Good lord. Oh, this is sucky.
About 45 seconds left. Rearranging on the board happening now.
Well,
Live
very
action
slowly.
rearrange.
Let's swap that one for that one. Take one. We've got one of those. We'll do that. Swap that round to that.
Yeah, about 30 seconds left.
That's that. There we go.
Can't you? No shot, Karen. About
This
15
is so
seconds.
hard, actually.
10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
That's so hard.
It's the time, I think, that adds the crunch on there. If it wasn't
yeah.
against the
I don't
clock,
know,
I think it
that's
was
hard
just
anyway.
go have a bit of fun, arrange these. Go, oh, there we go, I'll do it on my own time. It'd be relaxing.
Time, that would have been alright.
Against the clock and stressful.
Oh, apparently there are many different solutions, but they have given us an example, which starts with a blue skull and a yellow snake. I think there are more blue skulls on the tiles than any other symbol, so it's probably a good idea to try and get rid of the blue skulls as soon as you can.
Well,
Yeah.
I am not a Crystal Maze Master.
Not today.
That's very disappointing.
So, we have completed the Aztec zone. Adam has won 1 crystal. Jackson has won 0 crystals.
I think going ahead, we'll probably ditch the 10-minute timer and just do 2 challenges per
Yeah,
per
that
episode.
works out fine.
Join us next time for a brand new Crystal Zone.
And
Is that what
Jackson
they're called?
gets to pick it.
And now we've come to Bibliotat,
Excellent.
our most cultured section of the show, even though there's no money in it. It's my turn to choose a book this episode. Now, as Clarkson, Hammond and May have recently finished making car TV shows together,
Yay!
On That Bombshell by Richard Porter, about the making of Top Gear by someone who made it.
Yawn.
So I got this from British Heart Foundation.
Oh, lovely.
£2.50.
Bargain. Should be in the bin, though.
In his introduction to the book, hello, my name's Richard, and for 13 years, 22 series, and 175 episodes, I was a script editor on what accidentally became the world's biggest car show. And it details on how it became part of the team for what's now old, new Top Gear.
Right.
And it was refreshed in 2002.
I watched, what I consider classic Top Gear. So, like, the Toy Boater episode.
Oh, yeah.
And I like some of their, like, extreme challenges, like the one in Vietnam and the one in the North Pole or wherever it was they went. That is as far as I ever went with Top Gear, and the Grand Tour can fucking do one.
This is a good book at bog time. It's pretty short chapters and 3 small sections of photos, so very easy read. And amongst the many things covered, from the 2 very bad pilot episodes, the first series without James May, there's a run-through of the typical week of production, an introduction to the Stig, subsequently having to recast the Stig after Ben Collins wrote a book about being the Stig. There's a bit about them having celebrity guests on the show and how they'd secretly score celebrities who came on the show for the star in a reasonably priced car.
What, on, like, hotness?
Oh, here we go.
Oh, there's tabs.
We tried our best to make guests feel welcome and to acknowledge the effort they'd made in coming down to our inconveniently sited base. Sometimes this didn't get off to the best start. On a warm summer's day in 2003, when we were sitting outside running through the studio links, when an older gentleman wearing a cap, sunglasses and a dad-tastic mobile phone holder in his belt approached our table. He looked like a kind of genial retiree who delivers press cars. "Not now, mate," we said firmly. "We're rehearsing lines here." "Well, it's just..." the man began. "No, seriously, someone else can help you." You see, I'm..." And without saying another word, the man revealed his true identity. Not by taking off his sunglasses, but by flamboyantly removing his baseball cap to expose the distinctively hairless head of acting royalty. It was Sir Patrick Stewart. We were mortified.
Justifiably so.
He was unfazed and deeply charming.
Of course he was. Patrick Stewart is a wonderful human being.
In fact, most guests were incredibly nice, especially given that we were demanding most of the day in some physical exertion, usually for free. We could often tell who's going to be the most likeable and excellent guests based on an imaginary scoring system in which celebs racked up extra points for certain behaviours. Guests could fail to score highly on this scale and still be fantastic, but if they notched up a good score here, it was almost certain they'd be remembered fondly by the team. Top points would be awarded if they, number 1, drove themselves to the studio, turning down the offer to be chauffeured in a Merc. If they hung around afterwards. Number 3, came with a minimal entourage. Number 4, made themselves at home. Number 5, and gave the impression they actually wanted to be there. Always handy.
Does help.
There's also some stories about getting cars to feature on the show, both the brand new ones and sourcing cars for the challenges. Very early on, they were refused a City Rover, so they sent James May out undercover. This was very early on, it wasn't recognisable.
City Rover.
Before James was famous, really badly placed cameras who just mostly saw up James's nose.
Lovely.
Richard says they can't remember being refused another car after that. The closest they got was their attempt to set up a definitive showdown between the McLaren P1, Porsche 918 and Ferrari LaFerrari, which descended into petty childishness worthy of Top Gear itself. McLaren said that they thought Ferrari would cheat, Ferrari thought McLaren would cheat, Porsche seemed unbothered. McLaren said to get around the cheating aspect, all the cars must be from customers. Ferrari said that was unfeasible, all the cars must be from the factory. Porsche seemed unbothered. McLaren said the test couldn't be at the Top Gear track itself because they knew it well from testing there and their data said that they might be outgunned. Ferrari said, that's fine. Porsche seemed unbothered. And finally they arranged for a neutral location, mutually agreeable sources of cars, and seemed to have a showdown on their hands. McLaren are in, Ferrari are in. Oh, this is awkward, said Porsche. We seem to have sold all our 918s. With us. Also, Richard apologises for jumping the shark many, many times with the Flash Fires, the episode where they took over a drive time radio show, the India special, and in particular, the Sweeney film. At the time, he told producers it was self-indulgent bullshit. The final chapter then covers the end of that iteration of Top Gear, brought to an end when Jeremy Clarkson punched a producer.
Yes.
Richard wasn't there for that incident, sadly. Could have spilled the tea. About 2/3 of the way through the book, there is an entire chapter called The Rage of James May.
Oh, really? That is, he comes across as a fairly amenable character. He's not volatile like Clarkson blows up, I guess.
James May is a good bloke, which brings us to the title of the chapter, and the one and only time in 13 years I can remember him coming close to losing his temper.
Ooh.
The irony of the growing fame and attendant increased fortune is you get offered more free stuff. As Top Gear became more popular, the office was forever receiving advances from companies wanting to give the presenters things for nothing. Being the BBC, they were obliged to behave like good publicly funded servants of the nation and turn down these offers, no matter how tempting. Jeremy used to delight in recounting how upon ordering a new car, he'd baffle the sales staff by demanding to pay full price, and noisily rebuffing any attempt to offer him money off, even if discounts were made available to every other punter. Such was their dedication to being good. Sometimes when unsolicited free things arrived in the office, they'd follow beep regulations and send them back.
Sensible.
But that didn't apply the day we received a consignment of pies.
Oh.
The pies arrived from a well-known maker of pastry items, addressed very clearly for the attention of well-known enjoyer of pastry items, Mr. James May. Under normal rules, we'd have put them back in the post with a note saying return to sender. But they were pies. The monetary value is small, and they'd have gone off before they'd even reached the sorting office, and besides, they looked delicious. As a production team, we made an executive decision to buck the usual BBC edicts and eat the evidence. With very little effort and quite a lot of lip-smacking, the pies were gone. Not long afterwards, James popped into the office, and someone happened to mention in passing the pies. Pies? He said, eyes lighting up. Oh yeah, we explained. Someone sent some pies for you, but I'm afraid we ate them. What? He spluttered. His brow furrowed, and his natural bonhomme seemed to evaporate.
Bonhomme?
Bonhomme. Yes, someone continued. But you see, you weren't around, and they'd gone off by the time you got here. I could have come in to get them, May said flatly. He sounded genuinely irritated. But you've eaten them. You've eaten my pies. We shuffled awkwardly and looked at our feet. James seemed rather upset. We could have told him we've nicked a consignment of gold Rolexes or Armani trousers sent for his attention, and he wouldn't have given us stuff. But the pies, and the covert consumption of them when he wasn't around, this felt like a betrayal. I can't believe you ate my pies, he said again in a commonly stern tone. Then someone made him a cup of tea, and no more was said on the matter.
Wow. So he is quite affable after all. He just doesn't like it when you eat
Don't
his
steal
pies.
his pies.
in secret. Just
He wouldn't like it when
basically
you steal his
don't
pies.
tell him. If there's pies and he's not there and you have to eat them to save them from going off, just everybody promise not to mention the pie.
And on that bombshell, inside the madness and genius of Top Gear by Richard Porter.
And Top Gear can still fucking do one. Well, we have made it to the end of the show, I think.
Hey! I need sleep.
Yeah, apologies for any low energy vibes this episode. I had about 5 hours sleep last night, and Adam probably had about 3. Not for any good reason whatsoever.
And apologies for my voice. Doing that man in beige really screwed me over.
Yeah, you did really go for an awkward
That'll
voice.
fucking teach you to do that.
You should have just gone for a voice where you squeezed the nose and then you could still speak
Johhny
normally.
Turnip like that.
Well, you know, I mean, if you need an old lady or a really Welsh girl, just squeeze your nose and accentuate the vowels and then it sounds really Welsh, see?
I'll listen out for Karen playing multiple characters on the next USS shit show on Channel 84. See if you can spot which ones are Karen.
Karen only features as Admiral Chester's, thank you very much. She is too posh for anything less.
You're not going to show off your range you've just demonstrated.
Only for singing purposes, for the poor souls that have to listen to it.
You sing like that.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to
Okay,
you. No.
I'm going to end the show now.
Adam and Karen have been lightly used. Visit lightlyused.co.uk for more. To get in touch, email pod@lightlyused.co.uk.
Got a burp.
Do you want to be fighting a burp? Oh, hang on. I can see if I can force the issue.
Gurgle, gurgle. Now do the truffle shuffle.
I think that's got it.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. You're pardoned. You ready?
Yeah, no more burps.
This was a Studio Channel 84 network show. To find more, head over to channel84.co.uk now.